to you about, very importantly, some of the stages that we're going through, some of the things that we're going through as we are going through our character purification. So it's almost like we're letting go of the old one so we can be reborn. So we're going through one of the many times that we are reborn when we're going to awaken spiritual gifts. So the number one thing that we're going to learn, and it's not in any order, but I like to say number one because we need to be able to discern energy. When we discern energy, we know if someone is being a mirror, if someone is somehow giving us something that they need to work on or that we need to work on. And there is always like a flip side. So even if it's something that somebody needs to work on, there might be still something there for you to learn, because there is a reason why you're having this experience for a specific lesson. So whether it is, I'm okay, I need to let it go, and that's it, or oh, there is something there for me that I really need to work on. So discernment becomes, is this really something that is part of me or outside of me? Same thing with the shadow. Is it inside of me or outside of me? If it's outside, I need to push it. If it's inside, I need to work on it. And if it's outside of me, why did it come to me? So you see, there is always a lot of analyzing to do. Also, a lot of people might be going through a lot of sexual arousement. Sometimes that happens when the kundalini is coming up, because it's coming down from the bottom. And as it comes up and it gets activated, you might be going through a lot of arousement. Some people don't have any of that, but they have a lot of discharge. And I'm sorry I have to talk about this, but it's important. And I wouldn't be talking about it if it wasn't important. But the thing is, you need to control. Yes, you do need to experience if you have a partner, but if you don't have a partner, you need to find another way to release without having to be going around to different people, or allowing yourself just to go to someone because you need it, and that person, who knows what they're dealing with, and now you have to deal with that person things too, because now you become part of them and they become part of you. So you see what I'm saying? Like, we need to be very cautious about who we give our energy to, because they will also give us sometimes what we don't want. So we need to be able to sit within, take a cold shower or whatever, but it's important for us to be able to control, because in this time of awakening, we're going through a lot of tests and challenges. Sometimes it's like, is that a test? Or is this a challenge? Like, am I really being challenged here to know what to do? Or is it a test because I need to get another activation, and before I get that activation, I need to go through these specific steps. So tests and challenges are like, they come all the time. So we need to identify when it's something that is important, or if it's something that you just need to let it happen because you're human and you need to let it happen. You're gonna have to decide that. So also, you will see the hard times. There is always like a major towel moment. Everything is like, oh my God, everything is terrible. But that's because the foundation wasn't built properly. So everything needs to come down so you can rebuild properly again. So if you're losing friends, family, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, anyone, okay? Your community, your support group, your previous tribe, they might be changing, or they might be upgrading with you too. If they're going through the same thing, they might be upgrading with you too. Sometimes your whole family changes because of you. You bring the healing and you bring everything to the family. And at the beginning, it can be chaotic because a lot of changes. And remember to be gentle with yourself, because it can be a lot. Also, communication is extremely important. That's why the throat chakra has to be properly open, with a lot of love and compassion, understanding, gentleness, because you need to be very careful. Once you're awakened and you know something is changing, you cannot make the same mistakes. Otherwise you will have a lot of challenges, because it's almost like you go way backwards. We're not talking about taking a step back. When you know something and you know that it's supposed to be in a different way, but you do the opposite, the tests and challenges will be double or triple. So you do need to pay attention. What do you know to be true? What do you need to change? And if you don't change it and you don't do it, you just go backwards and backwards and backwards, and then you have to really work on getting back here. So this is no for healers, this is not a joke. This is very serious work, and you have to be very intentional. And if you're not going to do that, you might as well just give up right now. I'm just going to be honest with you, because if you know that you need to control your anger and you continue to display anger to the first person that comes your way, or whenever something goes wrong, you just display it on anyone, you have a serious problem. Same thing if you have a type of fear. Let's say you're afraid of snakes, and you don't control that because you know the snake is a power animal, and you know that in the spirit dimension the snake might be bringing you a lot of things, and you don't do a past life regression to get rid of this fear, or you don't really meditate to get rid of the fear, it's going to be very hard for you to continue. Because as you become a healer, you need to be able to move with every type of energy and work the different energy and discern and do things that normal people won't be able to do. Let me tell you, I mean, yeah, if you're just healing yourself and you want to be afraid of the snake, that's fine. But I'm just giving you an example because it reminds me of my sister, and I love her, but she's working very slowly to get rid of this fear. But the thing is, if we don't work and we know we have a problem, that's a big problem, because we need to know better. Another thing is, let's say you have a lot of jealousy. I'm a jealous person, I have this and that, and I don't figure out how to work on that. I don't try to control that. I don't try to work on myself to control that, because we all know jealousy is coming from us. It's not from the other person. It doesn't matter what the other person does, it's us, right? Same thing if I have a lot of fear of success. Let's say I have a fear of being very successful, and I really want to be successful, but I don't know how to take the first steps because I'm just so afraid. You gotta work on that. You have to meditate, release. You gotta do the job, is all I'm saying. So here, communication is important with yourself and with others. So communication with yourself. Are you being honest with yourself? Are you being honest with your son, daughter, boyfriend, girlfriend, aunt, uncles, family, friends? I don't know, whoever. But you have to be honest. You have to come from a very positive mindset that you're going to get the work done. You're going to meditate, even if it takes you 1 hour every day, even if it takes you 3 years, but you're going to get this done. You're not going to give up. So communication from the heart space and the higher planes is very, very powerful, very, very healing. This is where the real work starts. So after we go through this, we also have to deal with our weaknesses. So it might not be a fear, it might be a weakness. Let's say I just don't know how to sit still so I can meditate. Well, then you have to figure out how you're going to sit still, or what other type of meditation you can do to be able to channel the information and be guided by your spirit guides and light beings so that you can walk the path. As a healer, you're going to have to figure out how to sit still, at least every day. Because you need to be, in order for you to channel, you cannot channel when your mind is everywhere. You have to be centered. It is like a requirement, okay? Especially if you're a channeler. But if you're a medium too, because mediums, what do the mediums do? They have to smell goes away, ears go away. They go into a trance in order to go in and be still so they can tap into that energy, tap into that vibration, and travel through the different planes. If you're an empath, you think you pick up other people's emotions when you're all over the place. No, you don't. You do it when you take a moment. So we do need to figure out how to center ourselves. Also, the character purification. I'm talking about a purification that can come in a dream. It can come in a trance, in a quantum healing. It can come when you're meditating. It can come out of nowhere and you just feel this shower of words or water or crystals coming into you. It could be coming in different ways. And you just feel it. And I mean, when it comes, you'll know it comes because you just like, and it's like, oh my God, like I feel something crazy is happening to me, and it's coming into your body and touching your DNAs, and you can even see the light codes in you, and you just there receiving it, and you feel like so blessed because you feel so chosen. And it's like, oh my God, that's a character purification. And that means that's when you really have to go back and look at all the shadows, look at all the weaknesses that you have, look at your strengths, appreciate them and maximize them. And you really have to look at your unit, your friendship unit, your relationship unit, your work unit, everything. You have to study yourself like you are your own God. Last night, one of the messages that they gave me is, we all have different altars, including myself. But you, if you really understand who you are, the pictures in the altars, the images that you have, the stones, whatever it is, it will be a picture of yourself. And I was like, what? Because I love my different things that I have in my altar. And they're like, you need to understand, you are it. You're it, I'm it, the neighbor's it. If we understand that, we can do magical things. Not only that, there is a lot more that is coming up, but they haven't given me the instruction to fully put it together. And when that lesson comes up, it's going to be mind-blowing, because it's going to be against what we all believe, including that thing, that the message. We need to be in our altar. You know what that means? What I've been thinking the whole time, what I have known to be true. We are our own guru. We are our own gods and goddesses. We are our own spirit guides. We are it. Of course, the other ones come to help us understand that we are it. We are our own gods and goddesses. We are it. When we understand that, and we understand what the tree of life is, and what everybody else, all the different authors from, and the gods and goddesses from ancient times, and the spirit guides have been trying to tell us, is we are really it. We don't need anything outside of us to let us know to look for, because we are our own guru. We are, like, seriously, I don't know how else to say it. We are it. We need to understand that. When we understand that, we tap into our own divinity, and we understand this is the path for us to really awaken what's hidden inside of us. It's hidden. For a lot of people, it's hidden, but it is in us, in all of us. That's why I believe, and that's why they gave me the instructions. Anyone can awaken and become a healer. Of course, there are those that are already chosen, because we need to come and wake up everybody else. We need to come and heal those that don't know any better, heal those that need the help because they don't know how to do it themselves. But this will get to the point where everyone can become their own healers. When we understand that, we really have made progress into the 5D and above. So it's going to be magical. It's going to be beautiful. So my last note here is that we need to know how to heal ourselves. That's why they have been giving us the different assignments, so we can get to the point where after the program is over, that you know, and even during the program, that you know, if you have a pain here or pain here or pain here, you go into meditation, or you walk outside, you ask for help, you release it, you believe it, and it's done. It's simple. Of course, together we have to understand a lot of things, because we all have to go through so many tests and challenges to make sure that we understand fully. But once we understand it, we got it. And once we got it, we got it. So it is time to help others. Once we get it and we can do it for ourselves, now we can do it for others. It's gonna be magical. They had last night I had this clairaudience experience when they told me, you can even take everybody out of your altar and just put your image there, put it in your heart. You don't even have to have one. And once you do that, you know you can connect to all of them. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. Finally, like, I understand. Finally, I get it. But I'm not going to get rid of my altar, because I love working with the energies and feeling it. And, like, I love it. So I'm not going to get rid of them. But the whole point was, it confirmed why I had this feeling all this time. Like, really knowing that when we look up to other people, we are, yes, we can be admiring them, but when we look up to them and we think that they know of everything and that we want to be like them, we make a big mistake because we're ignoring the fact that we are just magical as well, that we are our own gods and goddesses, our own spirit guides. And I know people think that I'm crazy because it's not that I don't like gurus. It's not that. It's just that I know something deep inside me tells me otherwise. Yes, we can listen to other people's experiences, have conversation, but even what I tell you is it's not the final. You need to go in there and you need to meditate and get to the point where you understand everything for yourself, not just because I say so or because they say so or he says so. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's why I always tell you, confirm by going into meditation. Go to the Akashic field, meditate, do your job. Because whatever I come to tell you is filtered through my own experience, through my own consciousness. You need to understand it for yourself. Now, if it clicks and something is activated, great, that's just the beginning. Just the beginning. So last night in Gaia, the Gaia channel came out with a video that says that they have finally confirmation that Osiris and some of the Egyptian gods and goddesses came from Atlantis, potentially even Lemuria too, but definitely Atlantis. And that's what the intergalactic healers have been telling me all the time. The Egyptians were Atlanteans. The Nigerian people were also Atlanteans. They had the origins from Atlantis. A lot of them came from Israel. People from Israel also came from Egypt, and the people from Egypt came from Atlantis. So you see how, like, things are coming out. A lot of things are going to come out. So we have to be ready to listen here too. Do we believe? Do we understand what this means? This means we are the sky gods and goddesses that we always study and hear about. So anyways, I'm gonna leave it there. I just wanted to share this moment because I think it was just like so beautiful. I'll put a link to that video from Gaia so you can see, because it's what I've been saying all this time, even though I haven't been able to articulate it as well. And obviously I didn't have evidence, so now you do. All right, guys.